maybe it's just out here. I don't know. It doesn't seem really like this is the kind of thing that California would be have an exclusive thing. Maybe we have exclusive to California oranges or California cheese or California whatever. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, but don't maybe like what's going on. I don't know your thoughts on this or what you believe. Just comments down below. Give me some comments. Please share the video. Okay, report them to deport them. Now, report them to deport them is going on here. We have a campaign out here, I guess. I don't know. I've seen some stickers about this size. You know, they slap them on the back of signs. You know, there'll be like a bumper sticker size thing. It'll say, report them to deport them, and then a phone number. And that's slapped on the back of a sign, or, you know, they slap, you know, they put them on a light pole. They put them on the window of someone's business. I'm sure they love that. But anyway, those are there. And then they take Sharpies, not this kind of Sharpie, this, or marks a lot, I don't know. This Sharpie has a point like this. There's that other one that's like, you can almost use it in painting. When I was taking art classes at Mount San Antonio College, they were worried a lot about being deported back then. That was in the first term of Donald J. Trump, and I had to explain to them, no, it's not going to happen. They're not looking for you. They're looking for criminals, just like this one. So don't hang around with criminals, guys. If daddy's a criminal, maybe tell them to hit the brakes. You know, so they said we're going to go ahead and we're going to start arresting white people, like this guy, that are meth dealers. Well, I don't hang around with meth dealers, so if I had a parking tickets I didn't pay, some unpaid parking tickets, I wouldn't be swept up in the fray of those being arrested. So maybe really, I'm not saying anything bad about this. I'm not saying because you're maybe Hispanic, maybe you're from Africa, maybe you're from China. I don't know where you would be from, where you might be facing this. We do have a lot of the Chinese nationals here. Some of them are being deported, I guess. Some are just voluntarily leaving ahead of the deportation. We have a lot of, what do they call that? Not pregnancy, tourism. They come here to have their babies, and then so the baby can have citizenship, and that's very common, and it's not prejudice to say that. It's just a fact. Birth tourism. But what they do is they come here, and they will. There's companies out here. They get busted all the time for that. And so it's not just Hispanics. A lot of people think it's just Hispanics that are going to be deported. Now, maybe the most, I don't know, because we're in California, so probably the majority of criminal aliens quite possibly would be Hispanic, because we're so close to the Mexican border. We're not close to the Canadian border. Maybe if you live in New York, it'd be Canadians coming through, or people from other countries going into Canada and then coming down. I think that's one of the problems they said they've been having. I'm not sure. But if you break the law, like they said, and it sounds mean, but if you illegally cross the border, you've already committed a crime. They're not going after you for that. They're going after the violence, the violent felonies, the drug dealing, the trafficking. There's a lady from Germany. She's on my channel, watching my channel. She goes, "I don't understand America. These people come to your country, America. They may have committed crime elsewhere, but they come there and they commit felonies. They kill people. Can you say RAPE? They do a SA against somebody. They molest a child. They bring drugs in, and they deal these drugs. And when they go to jail, they serve their time in the United States. And America says, well, you served your time. Now you can just go out and commit more. No, you're not supposed to be there. If David Gardner goes to jail, and they say, okay, David, you're done. Your jail time is over. You served your time. Get out. Go home. Well, if I get out and go home, and my home is in Ecuador, or my home is in Korea, or my home is, that's where I need to go, and then give them a ride home. You think about that, the cost of actually transporting people to another country is not cheap. It costs money to do that, and that's what happens. So she was saying it's kind of weird. America has weird laws. She says that if someone had stolen money from the German government or the British government or the whatever government, Canadian government, and someone finds out, hey, there's people stealing this money, and they get it back, we'd all be happy. But in America, we're sad because a guy named Elon Musk, who's very, very rich, who's not taking a salary, is bringing, and she says America's kind of backwards. But anyway, I went to a taco establishment, and they didn't have a sign up here on the bathroom wall, the men's room. I came in to this Mexican restaurant. I'll do a thing about that, about the burritos and burrito bowls. Maybe I'll buy a burrito today and show what I'm talking about. That might be an interesting one to do. This is just a bonus video because there is fear of this. But someone has posted the same, I guess, terminology that they would have on the signs. The stickers. I think they're stickers. Either they taped them, but they look like they are professionally made stickers. Well, I guess now people have that thing called the Cricut and color printers at home, and you can load, sticky paper, and you can cut it. And I don't know how they make them. Maybe you can buy a sheet of bumper stickers and set up your computer to print those onto the bumper sticker. They look like they're relatively high quality, not like super high quality, like you give them a radio station where they're really shiny and glossy and pretty. It was more just like a kind of a glossy. If it was paper, it looks like a glossy cardstock, but it was a label. It looks like it could be from a label maker, but it was that big, and it said, "Report them to deport them," and the phone number. Well, in the men's room, luckily I just walked in. They might have thought I did it. I don't have a marker that big. I'm not in that industry. I'm not a tagger. I don't tag, bad boys in the gang. That's us. Stay away, our territory. This is our turf. I don't do that. I'm just not into that. It's not my thing. I don't write, make sure you flush 2 times. It's a long way to the kitchen. None of that. Or, sitting on the toilet, broken-hearted, paid my, what did it be, dime? Yeah, paid my dime, and I only farted. They have those kind of things, I don't do that. I don't write for a good time, and I put someone else's phone number on there. I don't do that either, because I'm an old. I never really was into that kind of thing. I usually just go to the bathroom, and I don't want to spend a lot of time with that. I don't sit on there texting while someone next to me. I in the stall next to me. I go in there. Sometimes I wash my hands exclusively between my fingers because we don't want to get that norovirus. They say always wash between your fingers and really wash it. You can't just use the what's it called, the hand sanitizer. You can't use that because that won't kill that. You can use it, but it won't kill that. It might help if you get corona fingers, but it won't help for that. But anyway, this person wrote on the bathroom wall in the men's room with a permanent looking marker because they're having a lot of trouble getting off of there, I guess. But they said to me, hey, can you see something here in the bathroom? Kind of weird when a man comes in, can you come look in the bathroom, with limited English. I'm like, no. He said, I want to show you something in the bathroom. No? But anyway, so he said, no, it's writing. Can you read for me? And I said, oh, okay. I don't know, maybe it was something about how to install a light fixture. I'm having trouble finding light bulbs for my light. If you know where to get them, please tell me. Do you have a source for light bulbs? Where can I get this light bulb? It has 2 little prongs. It doesn't screw into the... How many dum-dums does it take to screw in a light bulb? 0, because you don't screw this one in. You gotta stick these 2 probes in there. But I've made videos about that. If you go back that way, you'll see them. Don't forget to subscribe. But it said in English, in plain dum-dum American English. It wasn't like proper British English or England English, what it was, Great Britain English, but it did say report them to deport them, and then have the phone number, and in parentheses it said ICE, I.C.E. It said that, and then in Spanish it said something. I don't read Spanish, but I imagine it says report them to deport them, and then the phone number and the ICE. I'm not going to tell you the name of the restaurant. The reason why. There's a lot of people that work there that may be asked to leave. And I like burritos. No offense to the rest of you. If you're selling fentanyl, I don't like your product. If you're trafficking a child or trafficking a homemaker to tell her to come clean my thing, if you mow lawns and you're not supposed to be here, how do I know? A lot of people say, well, you hired an illegal alien, David. I'm sure I have. Are we allowed to say illegal alien? We can't say illegal. We say residents of the United States without proper documentation. And there was a guy on the radio. He said he called them illegal aliens. The person that you can't call them illegal aliens. You must call them undocumented residents of the United States. He said, why don't they have documents? Well, because they're here. He's about to say illegally. They can't get the documents because they're here illegally. So you can't say that. It's all words. These are people that live here. These are people. These are people that have children. These are people that go to maybe they go to school. The kids go to school. Maybe they work in your neighborhood. You might be surprised. We had a Canadian illegal alien. Can you say that? Who worked in the banking industry here in Santa Monica, California, back in the maybe 1992. Let's say around then. It was after Desert Storm. 83 maybe, 93 maybe, and he was making probably 200 grand back then. Drove a beautiful BMW. Had a wife who was she taught music. I think she taught the violin, the string instruments, violin, viola, cello. I don't know if she taught that. Boom, 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 boom. The standing bass. I don't know, but she was a music teacher, and they were very respected in the community. She was from the United States, born in, I guess she said, Burbank. They were my regular customers at my Subway because they would have events. His banking, it was investment banking, and they would have, events to have people come in there that might want to get some money to buy properties. Everything from, it could be you don't have an office. Back then you could actually work from home. A lot more now, of course, with the computer and all that. But they would have these seminars, and they would use our Subway sandwiches. And she taught this thing. They would have recitals, and they would have I never get her to buy drinks for me. My drinks were probably too expensive because I had to use cans. I can't really have here's a Coke and here's a Sprite and here's a straw sticking out, and everybody goes. So I was too expensive on that. She was right. But we did platters, and they would have a Subway platter. Sometimes they have the big 6 foot. That's really hard to control. But if we would make the platters, and sometimes they want each little sandwich wrapped, and we'd write, tuna, roast beef, and we'd have them all wrapped. These little, it was like a third of a foot long sandwich. We'd do it, we'd cut the bread. So I make a whole tuna, cut it, and we'd make those. And so I got to kind of know them pretty well. But he was illegal, and he had overstayed his a student visa. He was here to attend school, but only for it wasn't like he already had his whatever. I'm sure they had the same. He had a master's degree in banking, and he was going to get his PhD. But there was a class he wanted to take on a form of real estate, of American real estate banking, I guess is what it was. But he had been here, and I think it overstayed his visa, his student visa, by 5 years or something like that. He never got caught. He looks like this guy. And so maybe there is something to that. Maybe there is something. Maybe they profile by color. I just don't know. But so it's not just all, Jose from Mexico, or, is that good old Juan from Colombia. No, it's not. It could be everywhere. But anyway, I told them. They were upset, very upset. They're trying to scroll up. And the reason I was saying anything is the lady who I was talking to when I was leaving there, she told me they're all illegal. She told me that she has status, but all of them illegal. I don't know why she told me that. Did she want me to? Maybe she wrote it. I don't like my coworkers. Report to the port and the ICE. But no, I don't know. I don't think she did. But someone asked me one time where I was at Walmart. I was going to school to learn optics, and I was out front. Oh, I went to McDonald's to get an iced tea, and I was sitting there. This is long ago. And a lady asked me, "Hey, how many illegal aliens do you think are shopping in there?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. There's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot." When I used to manage restaurants, did I have people here that were residents of the United States without proper documentation? Yes, I did. I'm not the document police. They show me an identification that says California ID, and it has a photograph of them. They show me a social security card. Now, one person who worked there went into the files, broke into my office, and stole all the Americans. There's like 4 or 5 of us Americans that he thought would not have a police record, and he stole my social security number. He sold it, so I have to have a PIN each time. I have over here. Anyway, with my taxes, I have a PIN because they stole and sold my license. I'm sure it's very common now, especially with the World Wide Web and the dark what's it called, the dark web. But anyway, I told him, don't worry about this writing on the wall. The writing's on the wall. The person who wants to report you, to deport you, most likely has a smartphone. Boop, boop, boop. And all they gotta do is push the button, and they can say, I don't know, like, hey Alexa, or whatever those names are, or Siri. All I would have to do is push the button and say, I can do it verbally. I can say, hey Google, or okay Google, or I can push the little microphone and say, if I want to report someone that's an illegal alien, what number do I call? You would call ICE at 1-8, and that's going to tell me the phone number. I don't know the phone number, but anyway, that's what we're about. Don't worry about it on the wall. If you don't like that policy, speak to someone that can help you. Maybe go see an immigration attorney. Now, there's a lot of fraud there. A lot of people are stealing there. But I can't do this in Spanish. So if you are Spanish, I can't do this in Mandarin if you speak Mandarin, or if you speak, I don't know, Swahili, or whatever language it is that you speak. I can't do it in your language. All I'm saying is that's probably, if they're putting stickers up and writing on the wall, it could be a small grassroots organization, lightly organized maybe. Are they doing it in your area too? Are they putting up, report them to deport them? And I think it's a report them, or it wasn't like as easy as report to, I think it's like report them to deport them. That's what it was. I think it was. I don't know. I'm sure it's not there anymore. I mean, it was giving them a hard time. They're describing it with like some kind of a generic Ajax, and there's like 3 of them, and they're trying to clean this all up. They may have to paint. I've seen some damage done to places where they have to paint it. A lot of them use that acid on the windows, and they have to replace the windows. I managed a series of laundromats, and I lost my bonus based on profit, because I had to have, I always like a bonus based on growth, but they wouldn't do it, so I bet based on profit, and my profit all went to replace my windows, so I had no bonus. Thank you, whoever you are. Popeye the gangster. Is it Popeye something? And they use acid on my windows. Subscribe, like, share, and put your comments down there. Have you seen the report them to deport them? What do you think about that? I mean, we know it's not necessary to put that thing up there. What do you think about reporting them to deport them? Should that be done? I don't know. First of all, I don't have enough time. Second of all, I have no knowledge whether or not someone is here legally or illegally, or are they a U.S. resident without documentation, or are they a U.S. resident with documentation? I don't know. Are they in an amnesty program? Are they working with some kind of a immigration attorney that maybe they have an appointment with? I can't really call them this. They come here, they get caught, and they get a ticket, and they have to go and appear. Maybe that's it. But anyway, report them to deport them. What do you think? I don't know. Weird. It's a weird time to live in. Take care.